Learned today, keyboardist and vocalist Bobby Whitlock has died. Whitlock co-founded the blues rock band Derek and the Dominos with Eric Clapton in 1970.
Eric Clapton has finally broken his long silence on the heartbreaking death of Bobby Whitlock. And what he's revealed will leave you stunned. For decades, their partnership shaped some of the most powerful moments in rock history, from the haunting bell-bottom blues to the legendary Layla. Now, with Whitlock gone, Clapton's raw, emotional words pull back the curtain on a friendship filled with music, conflict, and deep respect. This isn't just another rock and roll story. It's the untold truth behind one of music's most iconic duos. Stay with us, because you won't want to miss this. In the final weeks of his life, Bobby Whitlock faced an incurable cancer diagnosis. His Texas home transformed into a gathering place for family and lifelong friends. A warm space filled with laughter, memories, and music. His wife and creative partner, Coco Carmel, never left his side. Even as his body weakened, Bobby's spirit stayed fierce. One afternoon, looking into Coco's eyes, he repeated a mantra he'd lived by for decades: life is what you make it, so take it and make it beautiful. The walls of his bedroom were lined with black and white photographs from his career, shelves of vinyl records, and a few well-worn guitars in the corner. Occasionally, he'd ask someone to play an old record, listening for a few minutes before smiling softly, as if he was speaking with the past. On the night of August 10, 2025, the house was quiet, lit only by soft lamps. A few close friends sat by his bed, telling old stories, remembering tours, laughing about the unpredictable life of a musician. At exactly 1:20 a.m., Bobby Whitlock took his last breath, surrounded by the people who mattered most. There was no loud grief, just a long, heavy silence. Those in the room kept sharing memories, almost feeling as if his spirit was still there for them. His words about making life beautiful were not just advice, but the essence of how he had lived. Bobby Whitlock was born in 1948 in Memphis, Tennessee, into a struggling family, but a city alive with musical energy. The rhythms of Memphis blues, soul, and gospel shaped his earliest memories. His big break came when he became the first white artist signed to Stax Records. At first, his work was small, even hand claps on Sam and Dave's I Thank You. But it placed him alongside some of the most important musicians and producers in the city. At Stax, Bobby mastered the Hammond organ, developing the warm, soulful style that would define his career. In 1968, chasing bigger opportunities, he moved to Los Angeles and joined Delaney and Bonnie, a fiery soul rock group known for their high-energy performances. It was here that fate stepped in. In 1969, Eric Clapton joined the band for a European tour, and an instant musical chemistry was born. By 1970, Eric Clapton was searching for a new creative path after Blind Faith. He and Bobby Whitlock joined forces with Carl Radle and Jim Gordon to form Derek and the Dominos. Bobby brought Memphis soul and years of stage experience. Clapton brought his blues mastery and heartfelt songwriting. Together, they forged a sound that was raw, powerful, and emotionally charged. They quickly began work on what would become Layla and other assorted love songs, recorded at Criteria Studios in Miami under producer Tom Dowd. Bobby was everywhere on that record, playing organ, piano, singing harmonies, and even taking lead vocals. He co-wrote 7 tracks, including Why Does Love Got to Be So Sad, Tell the Truth, Keep on Growing, I Looked Away, and Thorn Tree in the Garden. The sessions were intense, with Duane Allman joining on slide guitar. The music soared to new emotional heights, but the pressure also mounted. Long nights, relentless touring, and clashing creative visions began to wear the band down. On stage, Bobby and Clapton were electric. Off stage, disagreements over song choices and arrangements simmered. Duane Allman's addition brought brilliance, but also shifted the dynamic. Even the now famous piano coda on Layla sparked quiet controversy. Singer-songwriter Rita Coolidge claimed she had written the melody before, and Bobby himself admitted she had, saying that during those chaotic sessions, credits weren't properly sorted out. When the album dropped in late 1970, sales were disappointing. Critics later hailed it as a masterpiece, but at the time, the lukewarm reception only deepened the fractures within the group. By mid-1971, Derek and the Dominos had disbanded. The breakup was fueled by personal struggles. Clapton sank into a period of depression and substance dependence. Gordon battled mental illness, and Radel faced serious health issues. Bobby had tried to keep the group together, but he eventually accepted the inevitable. He wasted no time moving forward. In 1972, Bobby Whitlock released his debut solo album, Bobby Whitlock, followed by Raw Velvet the same year, both praised for their emotional depth and genre-blending style. He collaborated with rock royalty, playing on George Harrison's All Things Must Pass and contributing to the Rolling Stones' Exile on Main St. Throughout the 1970s. He released albums like One of a Kind and Rock Your Socks Off. Though sales never reached Domino's levels, Bobby wasn't chasing charts. He was chasing truth in his art. By the late 70s, he stepped away from the public spotlight, focusing on smaller projects and personal life. Still, he couldn't stay away completely. In the 1990s and early 2000s, he resurfaced for special performances, including a 2000 reunion with Eric Clapton on Later with Jules Holland, where they performed Bell Bottom Blues with the same fire as 3 decades earlier. In later years, Bobby Whitlock found new creative outlets. He began painting bold, abstract works that mirrored the emotion of his music, exhibited locally and online. His art gave him a fresh way to connect with fans. He also embraced digital platforms, sharing home jam sessions, creative discussions, and behind-the-scenes glimpses of life with Coco Carmel. Living in Austin, the couple built a peaceful life centered on music, art, and community. They performed in intimate venues, avoiding the stress of massive tours. Their shows felt personal, almost like being invited into their living room. Coco wasn't just his wife, she was his closest collaborator. Together, they wrote, recorded, and performed music that blended his gravel-rich voice with her smooth delivery. They shared everything, from recording sessions to painting exhibitions, creating a life where art wasn't a career, but a daily joy. When Bobby Whitlock's health began to fail, Coco Carmel became his anchor, a constant source of love, strength, and encouragement. She made sure he could keep creating for as long as possible, surrounding him with the people and things that brought him joy. Their relationship became the most stable and nurturing chapter of his life, marked by mutual respect, artistic collaboration, and a shared passion for living fully. During his illness, Coco was there every moment, ensuring his days remained filled with music, art, and the warmth of those he cherished. In 2024, Bobby Whitlock received one of the most meaningful honors of his career, induction into the Beale Street Walk of Fame in Memphis. This recognition brought his journey full circle back to the city where his career began. Fellow musicians who had worked alongside him spoke of his deep, soulful presence in the studio, how his playing didn't just fill space, but connected every note, tying songs together in a way that made them greater than the sum of their parts. His keyboard and vocal contributions shaped the sound of classic rock, while his songwriting, including unforgettable co-writes like Bell Bottom Blues, Tell the Truth, and Thorn Tree in the Garden, continues to be performed by artists around the globe. These works remain touchstones in rock history, testifying to his enduring influence. Bobby Whitlock's guiding philosophy, "Life is what you make it," was far more than a catchy saying. It was a creed he lived by, shaping how he approached every challenge and opportunity. This mindset carried him through the whirlwind of the music industry and the quiet moments at home, and it became a lasting part of his identity. When news of his passing broke, the music world reacted with an outpouring of emotion. Tributes flowed from fans and fellow musicians alike, honoring both the man and his music. Among them was Eric Clapton, who wrote, "I will always miss his voice and spirit." We shared unforgettable moments, from the humble hand claps at Stax Records to the soulful heart of Derek and the Dominos. From roaring stadium stages to the peaceful nights painting in Austin, Bobby Whitlock's story is one of resilience, creativity, and love. His voice may now be silent, but his music and the way he lived will continue to echo through generations, inspiring all who hear it. If Bobby Whitlock's story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow music fans, and subscribe for more powerful music stories. Drop a comment with your favorite Bobby Whitlock memory or song. Let's keep his spirit and legacy alive for generations to come. Thanks for watching.